What is going on, nerds of wrestling, and welcome to today's episode of What's Up Wrestler, a podcast by Nerds of Wrestling. I'm your host, Justin Del Rio, and my guest at this very time is Kaci Lennox. Kaci, what is going on? How are you today? Hold on.
Oh, can you
You
hear
were
me?
on mute.
Oh, there we go.
You were on mute the whole time. Sorry. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Today's my day off. I don't have any matches today, so I'm just gonna kind of chill. And I was gonna go tan, but it's so hot outside. So hot. So
You're
yeah.
in Florida, right?
I am, and so like the temperature is like 84, but it feels like 1,000 degrees outside. It literally feels like the sun is like right next to you. So I think I'm just gonna stay inside.
Hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with staying inside and just relaxing. You can catch up on some Netflix shows, watch some wrestling. I don't know what kind of shows you watch on Netflix, but I'm
Yes.
a big Office fan. I don't know if you watch The Office, but I am a big mark for The Office.
I haven't watched The Office, but my best friend Jen has gotten me onto the show called Grownish, which it's not a new show, but she had posted that she was watching it, and now I'm like already on the third season in like the past week. The episodes are short though, to be fair. So it's not like I just stay inside and watch TV all day. The episodes are like 20 minutes. But yes, that is what I'm on right now. So I have to find a new show after this. Maybe The
Y-
Office.
Yes, watch it. You said Grownish. What is that show? What is that show about?
Grownish is literally so far it's just about a girl who goes to college and just experiences college life and growing up and thinking that she has it all together. A regular life show. Just there's a story behind it,
I kind of understand now.
and it
Like
brings in yeah,
she's
it
kind
brings
of
in
grown
like
up,
a
but
lot
not
of
really.
yeah, right. I feel like that's everybody nowadays. It brings in a lot of like real life situations, kind of like a bunch of other shows do nowadays. But it's cool. I like it. It's very interesting.
How many seasons are there? You said there's three, or is it like just two?
So it's three. I don't know if they're making any more because the third season was, I believe, when I looked it up, it was recorded in like 2020. So I don't know if there's been anything like regarding COVID and stuff like that. I don't know. I hope so. Like, I haven't reached the last episode yet, but I still hope there's another season.
For the nerds who are listening, where can they find the show Grownish?
Grownish is on Hulu for me, but I have like every streaming service because my brother and I and my family share like literally all of our streaming things. So we have Netflix, we have Hulu, like Disney Plus, we have Network, which is now on Peacock, which is more TV to watch. We have, what else do we have? I think he just got like HBO Max or something like that. We have a little bit of everything. So like I just search it in my Roku, and if it pops up, well then it pops
There you
up.
go. A lot of people are very upset with WW Network moving to Peacock. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, I like it. I mean, I just heard that they're going to be taking a lot of stuff off and editing like a lot of stuff out, including like the old WWF logo. So they'll be like editing and
Yeah,
taking out all that stuff. But Peacock isn't a bad streaming service. I mean, they have The Office on there. They got a lot of old shows I like to watch. King of Queens. Everyone loves Raymond. It's all on Peacock. I mean, it's $10 a month, and you're getting more with the
right.
network.
Right. So that's how I felt because my brother and mom had actually went back and forth on if they wanted to do the 4.99 one, and I guess like it comes with commercials and stuff like that, and then you don't get all of the um like all of the other stuff that comes with the $10 package. But I'm like, dude, you already paid $10 for the WWE network. You might as well just get the other stuff. Regarding them taking stuff out, like I haven't actually been on there yet, like to watch anything. So I don't, if they take stuff out, I mean, I'm sure it's just in some kind of, they have. Is it crappy if like fans wanted to see stuff that they're not gonna have on there anymore? Yeah, but like it's a business, and Vince got to do what Vince got to do. Vince got to
Exactly.
what's good for business.
Exactly. And we also don't forget, like, for the nerds who are listening, there's something called DVDs. DVDs aren't, 2000s anymore. I mean, if
Oh
you want
my
to get it, just go get
goodness.
DVDs. Like, if you want to watch WrestleMania 17 and they with all the cursing, go get the DVD or get the anthology.
That's fair. To be like, I don't know. I don't even have a DVD player. So that's kind of
What?
hard. That's a hard one.
How do you not have a DVD player? You don't have like an Xbox or like a PS4?
No, my TV is,
What?
I don't know which way I gotta turn. My TV's right here, and it's just literally the TV. I have my Roku popped into the back of it, and that's how I do TV. I don't even have a cable box anymore because it's 2021.
I'm I mean, I still have a cable box in, my basement in my room, but I
That's
just
fair.
I just watch TV, like I just watch the internet. But like you need like a PS4 or something. Like, come on. Or you
Well,
can just
yeah,
go to
that's
Walmart,
fair.
get like a
So
$30
no,
DVD player.
we have a what does he have? Like a PS, whatever the newest PlayStation thing is. He has that, but it's out in the living room. So like, I just want to be all comfy in my bed when I'm watching TV. On the couch, like I need to be
Yeah.
sprawled out like under the covers and stuff like that. Like I'm a
fair,
regular girl over here.
fair. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. Fair enough. But just in case there are DVD players out there that are like 20,
There
30
are.
bucks, you don't need the Blu-ray, just get the regular DVD player. Just saying.
There are. That is fair. They can buy the DVD. I won't be going to buy the DVD. I'll find it some other way. But yeah, you're right. There are.
There you go. A lot of people know you from AEW Dark. I knew who you were before AEW Dark. What was it like to work with AEW Dark, and how were you able to get that opportunity?
Working with AEW was amazing. And thankfully, I was so nervous going into AEW because other than MLW, and then I had that one time with NXT, like that was the first major promotion that I would be at and from that I may have had been wrestling at. But going into it, just like any other extra work, I literally knew nothing that I was going to do until I got there. And then I got told I was going to be put in a match. And thankfully, it was with Evilise, which is, someone that I had trained with previously. So she had so much faith in me that I did not have in myself. Uh, I told someone else this. A lot of the stuff that I did in that, not a lot, but like some of the things that I did in that match, I had literally never done before. So for me to be able to like pull it off and for her to have faith that I can pull everything off, um, like I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful to them for the opportunity. So yeah, that is how AEW happened. But they just contacted me, and then I went.
The one thing I love about AEW Dark is, and I mentioned it before in my podcast, I love how AEW is a big independent promotion, in my opinion. They're just a massive indie promotion, and I love independent wrestling. But one thing about Dark is that there's so many new wrestlers being introduced to the world of wrestling for many people who I never heard of. I can't name all the names, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people I never heard of. I'm like, oh, who's that? Who's she? Who's he? And
Yeah.
it's so cool how they're being put on this platform to showcase their talent, and eventually, hopefully, they get signed. Do you think you're gonna ever get signed to AEW? Are you waiting for that contract?
I mean, I don't know. Like obviously, if they reach out with a contract, then if the deal is good, then I'll be there. But honestly, I'm willing to go anywhere. I just want to have and make a household name, whether it's WWE or Impact or ROH or AEW or any major promotion, or if it's just making a name for myself on the indies. Like, I just want to be able to make that name for myself and be able to kind of just live off of wrestling. Like, I want to be able
Right.
to support myself off of wrestling, not have to have a side job. A side job sounds so horrible.
It does, right? It does. Imagine that. Imagine getting up every day to go to work 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. Oh God, I can't. I mean, I'm in quarantine
Well,
right now, so I go back to work next week. But
oh no. I'm
yeah, it's all
sorry.
good
That
though.
sucks.
Nah, it's all good. I was really upset when my boss told me I had to quarantine. I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And then I came home. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna relax. I'm just gonna chill and do nothing. Just I got a whole bunch of homework I have to do. I had to
It's
finish up
the
all this stuff.
best.
So I'm like, and then looking back, I'm like, oh man, can I just
I'm
go back to
so
that day?
no, it's so I had to quarantine as well back in like January, and like it's the best but it's the worst because you have to be stuck in like one little spot, not one little spot, but you have to like stay in a room. You
Right.
can't, go out to the public for literally anything. Well, I didn't. um I don't know. But then you also have that break from work. And it's like, Jesus, I needed this. Like
Right.
every day at work, I'm like, I need a break. I'm tired of this stuff. And then when you get it, you're like, I just want to go back.
You know, I swear it's like music to everybody's ears. I mentioned it a few times. I work with kids. I'm a preschool teacher, so these weeks were fine, like fine with me. I was like I said, I was really mad when I had to find out it's a quarantine, but I'm like, wait, I'm just gonna chill for 2 weeks. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing shit. I did go
Aw.
outside though. I did go outside though. I went for a walk. I
Yeah.
mean, I wasn't contagious. I'm like, I'm going for a walk. Like, it's too nice to stay inside.
Oh, yeah. So they said, like with mine as well, they said that if you don't have any symptoms that you can go outside.
Right.
Just, if there's any people,
Just
don't
kind
be
of.
all up in their face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I would hope not. I hope you're not in anybody's face. Especially
I
during this
know.
time. During this time.
I mean, I work at a theme park and it is rough, let me tell you.
Oof, theme
Quite
park. Oh
rough.
God. And how was that?
It's not bad. I mean, I love my job. I work with so many animals. I do photography over there at SeaWorld.
Nice.
But like sometimes guests just don't listen. And yeah, that's how it is. I mean, sometimes they think, that the masks don't do anything. That's their opinion. I'm just trying to do my job and tell you to wear your mask. Just listen, please.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
So
it's
yeah,
not that hard.
that's all.
There's so much wrestling on nowadays, and it's to the point where it's overwhelming. I know you catch up with AEW. Hopefully you watch AEW, but do you catch up with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, ROH, any of the other promotions? There's a lot. There's so many wrestling, and it's so
There
much.
is.
It's like so overwhelming to keep up with it.
There is. So I actually like I get a lot of my stuff through Twitter nowadays because I'm old and I go to bed at like 8 or 9 and then I'll get up at like 4 a.m. to go to the gym. So honestly, when you think about it, when you get up at 4 a.m., I think everybody's gonna go to sleep early.
Yeah, fair enough.
But stuff through Twitters. Yeah. I get a lot of my stuff through Twitter, so I kind of see a little bit of everything. So I do keep up through that. I definitely always watch NXT, or if someone like who I'm friends with, like at WWE, sends me a message and says, "Hey, I'll be on it," or AEW, then I'll of course try to stay up and watch that. But after that, I'll go to bed because I'm old, like I said.
You are not listen. It cracks me up when like I tell the kids in my job, I go, I got a bedtime. They go, what? I was like, not literally, just I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They go, oh, I was up until like 10 o'clock last night. I'm like, that's past my bedtime. I'm in bed like 8. But I don't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because
Dude,
I
I
do I do
know.
I do not go to the gym. But kudos to you for that.
I just hate dealing with people after, like, the busiest time is always like 5 or whatever, and that's what time I get off of work. And I hate dealing with people. Like when I work out, I just want to go from machine to machine. I hate waiting.
Do it by yourself. Be in and out
I'll
in
deal
what?
with it.
Like an hour, right?
Yeah,
Just done in an hour. Okay, done.
exactly. Exactly.
Have you always been a big massive wrestling fan? Who were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
So I have. My brother actually got me into wrestling when I was 10 years old. Um, and I would say my favorite wrestlers, just growing up, and the first person that I like made me fall in love with wrestling, it would be Tori Wilson. And I've said this story so many times. But she was in a bikini contest or like a lingerie contest. It was, back in the day, 2000s.
Right,
Um, and like Dawn Marie was in there and Sable. It was her that whole around that time when, it was ladies wrestling for then.
right,
So they were doing the bikini contest or lingerie contest, and just the way that, like, not just Tori, but every female in that ring just captured the audience, and with doing pretty much standing around in a bikini and strutting in a bikini, the way that they commanded the crowd and the way that the crowd reacted, that made me fall in love with it. And essentially, that's why I do it. That's the reason that I stay in wrestling. That's the reason why I'm in wrestling. But other than Tori, I love Edge, obviously, all-time favorite. I actually just got his Funko Pop, which I'm super excited for.
that is awesome.
um,
I need one. I need one of
uh,
those. I don't have any. I have one, but it's a baseball. It's a baseball player.
so that's my first Funko Pop, and then I actually got the Eddie Guerrero one as well, the ones that just came out from GameStop.
Nice.
So I'm excited. I don't ever collect anything unless it's for like my favorite people. So so Tori Wilson, I love. Edge, Eddie, John Cena, obviously. I love Molly Holly and Jacqueline, and um, Ivory's on that list. There's so many, like, who else? People like that I love now. I love Sasha. I love Naomi. Um, I love, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on their names because I don't get to watch them that much. They're on NXT UK. They were just the tag champs like 2 times ago.
The
He
girls or
wears like
the
the pinstripe. Say it
oh
again.
no, it's not the girls. I forgot. I know who you're talking about. Only what
Mandrews and
Mark Andrews
no,
and
and I
Mark
forgot
Andrews,
his
right?
tag partner's name.
No, oh, his name is oh my God, what's his name? Shit. Oh, I know who you're
Well, you
talking
know what I'm
about though.
talking about.
Oh, Flash Gordon Webster, something like that, right?
Yes, yes, it's Flash Buster. Yes.
Morgan, Flash Morgan.
um,
He's so good.
so good. I love Santana, who is in NXT slash WWE right now. I love Piper Niven. I love a lot of people. And all for different reasons. Like they're all, I would say, different styles, stuff like that. I just love everybody. I love British wrestling though.
British, I talk about British wrestling a lot, and before I go to those names you just mentioned, I think England has the best crowd at any wrestling show. I interviewed somebody from England, and I told her, I was like, "You guys have the best crowd when it comes to wrestling. Like, you guys
Yes,
are so
100%.
creative. You guys are just so creative with everything. You guys just like on the money. You guys are on your feet. The whole American is too, but when you go to England for a wrestling show, it's a different ball game up there. Way different
No,
ball
they're
game.
definitely the best. Like I thought for like other like sports or whatever, like I thought football fans were the best. No.
Wrestling fans.
British fans and England are freaking amazing. They're like the best part of like Mania and Raw after Mania, and I don't ever get to see them any other time, so it's fine. But they're great. They're so into it. Like, it's perfect. I wish American
it's
fans were like that sometimes.
we are to a certain extent. It depends on what match is happening and what's going on and what
Yeah.
the story they're trying to tell us in that ring. I loved
Yeah.
all those names. I loved all those names you mentioned. Is it safe to say you kind of started watching in like maybe 06, 05, 04, maybe a
No,
little
so
earlier?
started watching. I started watching in 2000. So I've
Oh,
been watching since I was 10. So I'm 28 now, so 18 years. Oh, I just aged myself.
how old do you think I am?
I don't know, like maybe late 20s.
Yeah, 26.
Are you?
So
Okay,
you're
good.
yeah. At least you didn't say like 40 or 30. I would have been like, bruh, what?
Oh no.
No. They're like,
No.
what? No, hell yeah, I'm 26. I started watching wrestling in 06. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, I loved it. I
Cool.
loved it. I think that's a good time to start watching wrestling. But tell us more about how Kaci Lennox became Kaci Lennox. What was training like, and what was your first time going into that ring like?
So I actually started training when I was 18 back in Maryland. And I got told some stuff at that school, and essentially um, I felt like that wasn't the place for me anymore. So I stopped training. I dedicated all of my time to work, and I just saved up as much money as I could. And then I actually found out about the old FCW school, which was in Tampa. So it was like I believe it was like a 3-month program. And it was, at literally where the people in FCW trained. So the old NXT ground, it was there. And then as soon as going to move to Tampa for that, they actually moved the Performance Center to Orlando.
Yeah.
So that one I was like, my family was already planning to move to Florida. Like everybody was out of school. There wasn't really a reason for us to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, second. Um, there was my computer just did a weird thing.
It's all good.
Um, so my family wanted to move down here. There wasn't really a reason for us to stay up there anymore. So we moved here, and pretty much right after we moved here, I got a tryout. Obviously didn't make the tryout. So I know, right? Um,
Darn.
so I know. Um, so I found a local school, which is where I actually met Santana, and I trained there for about 4 years. Um, I stopped going there. I went to another school with a Seal while he was not working at WWE. And then as soon as he went back, I went to Devon Dudley Academy, which is where I am now. So that's all of my school journeys lumped into one.
That's
But yeah.
awesome. You got different experiences in all different schools, all different wrestling schools, which is also very cool. After you were done training and were able to finally, were ready to take bookings, what was your first match like? What was going through your mind?
So my first match was actually at my the very first school or the second school that I went to. And the trainer there kind of just threw me into the match without me knowing. It was kind of a surprise. So I was supposed to be the ref for this match, and he was like, I guess, he thought I was ready. So I was supposed to be the ref for the match, and then he had the person pretend to come out and be a booker, and essentially be like, "Hey, we're adding one more tag team match." And then he named my trainer, and then he said that my trainer's partner was going to be me. So that's how I got my first match.
Oh God.
It was very nerve wracking. So nerve wracking. I'm not going to lie.
I would have been nervous too to
uh,
get like what I was like, wait, what? I'm wrestling tonight? Okay,
yeah.
all right. At least it was with your trainer though. You said your partner was your trainer, so that must have kind of felt like,
Yes.
okay, at least I have someone who I know.
No, so my partner was my trainer. But like at that point, I just did a lot of what we call like the basic stuff in wrestling. I didn't do anything fancy. I just did what I knew and got through it. Like that's all you can do sometimes. So that was how my first match was. Um, Nerve-wracking,
Yeah,
scary.
of course. It is scary to jump into something for the first time, especially with like actual paying customers watching. Like you can't
Yeah.
mess up. Like you gotta be ready the whole time. We could
Yes.
talk for hours about your wrestling. We could talk about so much because I know you had a lot of wrestling everywhere. After this whole pandemic is over, where do you see Kaci Lennox with is everywhere? Like, where do you want to get booked?
I want to go to England so bad. I mean, like that's always been number one, not number one on my list, but like number one is obviously I want to get signed to a major wrestling company. But I've always just wanted to go there and wrestle anybody, you know, like you were saying, they have amazing fans. But
Yep.
I feel like the wrestling is just is top notch. Whether it's mat wrestling, flying to whatever. To me, they have some of the best wrestling that I've ever seen. So that would be what I want to do. Other than that, I just want to in the U.S. I want to work for some bigger promotions, work some bigger names, people that can help me better mic, you know, stuff like that. So that's my goal for 2021. Hopefully somewhere past June. I mean, I know COVID is still a thing and
Yep.
some people aren't, you know, running shows or they don't feel comfortable. So hopefully past June and maybe everybody's vaccinated, maybe.
Well, we can only hope. We can only
So
hope.
yeah,
I feel
that's
like
my goal.
yeah, that I wish you nothing but the
Yeah.
best of luck. I feel like it's kind of dying down, but
Thank
we could
you.
no problem. We can only tell. Casey, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank
This was a lot.
you.
No problem. This was a lot of fun. I know I've been trying to get you on the show for a long time, and I was finally able to make this happen. It's crazy.
I
It's nuts.
know.
But as always, for the fans, where can those nerds find you?
You guys can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. All of my social media handles are the same, and it is the Kaci Lennox. So you can follow me there, and I post literally everything. Post a lot of bikini pictures now since I'm not wrestling as much, but I look good in a bikini, so it's okay.
It's I mean we're not complaining, so it's okay.
And then if you want to purchase any merch, I have new 8x10s up. I have my calendar on there, t-shirts, pins, everything. That is KaciLennox.com. So that's where you guys can find me and purchase stuff and just support my career.
There you go, nerds. Go check out the Kaci Lennox and definitely support her and go buy some merch because Casey's awesome. Nerds, this has been an
Thank
episode
you.
of What's Up Wrestler, a podcast by Nerds of Wrestling. I am your host, Justin Del Rio. Peace out, nerds.